Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is a Montezar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Tattoos. So, tattoos, we're not supposed to be dealing with that. Yet you'll see um, Esau, he'll have our top so-called Jakes that's out there, all right, have them all tatted up, all right, for the kids to aspire to. All right, so this is Rihanna. She has quite a few tattoos, all right, the most successful, all right. You also have Allen Iverson, okay, when he was playing in his career, all right, he had lots of tattoos, just like Dennis Rodman, okay. Most of the pictures you see this spirit of defiance. Okay, let's go back to the Rihanna one. So she got some all on her neck. All over. Okay. Now, why is this important? All right. Well, one, because the scriptures say don't do it. And then two, let's see. Got to get rid of this. All right. Let's see. The other day, well, actually today rather, I went into the currency exchange and I saw, you know how you have gumball machines? All right, so they have little temporary tattoos for children. See that? Princess, beautiful, hearts with X's in the middle, girls' world tattoos. Look at that. A skull, which represents death. How you got flowers, which represent life, on top of a skull, which represents death? Partridge. So the purpose of this video is to show you that Esau and his kingdom, Salaki, he want to get your kids' minds young. If it ain't in all this horror, he wants you to be a sports fanatic. Okay? Just another form of idolatry. And last but not least, dress up girls. So basically, here's a tattoo, right, of underdressed little harlots. Look at that. Think about this for a second, okay? I'm going to show you how screwed up the world is. Say, for instance, you're a man and you're at a hotel, okay, with your wife. Now, would you allow your wife, all right, to walk out and let's say get some ice? You know how they had ice in the hotels. Would you allow your wife in her bra and panties to walk out the hotel room and get some ice? Of course not. And the reason why is because she don't have no clothes on. All right, she's showing too much. But think about this. It's the same amount of fabric or less when the woman goes to the beach or to the pool. Think about that. See, Esau got us all screwed up in the brain where we think that it's called swimwear. So it's okay if you're going swimming, but it ain't okay in no other part of society. If a woman walked out of a hotel and walked up the street, she get arrested. She get arrested for indecent exposure. But it's okay at the pool though. That doesn't make sense. This whole world is stupid. All right, let's go to uh, Leviticus. We'll look at 19 and 20, 28 Salakia. And it reads, Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Now, if that's not clear, I mean, let's say it again. Let's read it again. Verse 28 Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Most tattoos is some type of memorial to a loved one who has died. Yes, yes, who has died. All right, so that's pretty clear. It's pretty plain. All right. Now we've seen examples of the so-called famous, and that's just they're used as puppets. But this information and this law went to the Israelites. Deuteronomy 4 and 6. All right, I'll start up top. Look what it says. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh power of your fathers giveth you. Okay? Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh, your power which I command you. All right? Now, it says, I'm going to go to verse 5, and it reads, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it. All right, this is Moses talking to the Israelites. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I have set before you this day? Okay? So these laws, statutes, and commandments was given to the children of Israel, all right, in the sight of the nations. Now, what are we supposed to do with it? We're supposed to what? Teach it to our children. It says, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power is one Yahweh. And thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, that thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Okay? That means that at all times you're supposed to be teaching your children, all right, these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Let me see what note I got. All right. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children. That's Psalm 78. All right. Let's see. Verse 6. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. All right, I'm glad I popped in on that note. Okay, because that just made this lesson. All right. Let's see. Um, let's go to Deuteronomy 29:29. Okay, because we know what's pleasing to the Lord. Okay, Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Okay, now these secret things, okay, they are revealed to us through the prophets, okay, the men of the Lord. All right, now we've been discontinued, all right, from our help, or from our we've been discontinued from our heritage. And how the Lord bring it back? He brought our this knowledge back through the prophets. Amos 3:7. Surely Yahweh power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And see, and now you getting it. You're getting it from the men of the Lord who are preaching and teaching, all right, in the concourse, on the highways and the byways, all right, in the chief places of concourse. All right, because our heritage was lost. It's because of the sin. But we're coming back. We're coming back to our heritage. Jeremiah 17 and verse 14. I'm sorry, Salakia 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, shall burn forever. The children of the slave trade, so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans and West Indians and Haitians, okay? All of these are the children of Israel. And you've been discontinued from your heritage, all right? But we're coming back, all right, to the understanding through the spirit, the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, let's look in the book of Maccabees. And just more proof. All right, talking about the heathen of our people. In verse 11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain other people were so forward when herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised. That means that they left off of the laws of the Most High, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. And that's what you saw in those first pictures of Rihanna and Allen Iverson. Okay, they made a covenant with the heathen, all right, in order to gain wealth and fame. All right, they made a covenant with the heathen, and they sold themselves to do mischief, all right, and became uncircumcised. All right, and they forsook the holy covenant like they did in their past lives. Okay, they did the exact same thing in their past lives. All right, so I'm going to close with Sirach 33 and 4. Sirach 33 and 4. We just got through reading that the law was given to us, all right, in the sight of the nations, and we were supposed to uh, uh, teach them to our children, okay? Uh, and you know what? Before I hit that, there's something that I missed. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people. That's why the law was given to them. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right. So the children of Israel, all right, were holy and they were separated before the law. Okay? You don't believe me? Let me show you. Now kind of the spirit just make me go over here. Now watch this. Babes of the saints. Who was the babes of the saints? Wisdom of Solomon 18:5. And they had determined to slay the babes of the saints. Who determined to slay the babes of the saints? The Egyptians. Was they not throwing the Israelite male boys into the Nile River? And when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints, you see, the Israelites were being called saints before the law was given to them by Moses. One child being cast forth and saved, which is Moses, to reprove them, thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyed them altogether in the mighty water. Talking about the Red Sea. All right. So the children of Israel were sanctified or called saints prior to even receiving the law. All right. And that goes back to what we're talking about here. All right. The Lord gave this law to us in the sight of all the nations. All right. So we can teach it to our children. All right. Because we are holy people. All right. And we know the things that are pleasing to the Lord. But because of sin and disobedience and not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what? We discontinue from our heritage. All right. We became uncircumcised. Now let's finish off with Sirach 30:3, verse 4. 30 and verse 3 and 4. All right. So this is Sirach 30:3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. While he liveth, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. Okay? Now, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.